You know, love is a quiet thing. It's not always fireworks, it's not always loud, it's not always dramatic. Sometimes real love is hidden in the smallest movements, the softest shifts, the subtle decisions that a woman makes when her heart begins to feel safe with you. And today, I want to take you into that quiet, sacred space. I want you to understand what it looks like when a woman genuinely, truly, deeply loves you. Not the pretend kind, not the temporary kind, not the I'm bored so you'll do for now kind. I'm talking about the kind that wakes up inside her without her permission. The kind she can't hide no matter how hard she tries. Let's walk through this slowly. Let it sink in, let it sit in your chest. Because when a woman genuinely loves you, her energy changes. Real love from a woman is quiet but deeply intentional, and this is something most people don't notice until it's already shaping their lives in ways they never expected. You see, in a world where noise is mistaken for passion and loud grand gestures are confused for devotion, a woman's true love often arrives like a whisper, gentle, steady, undeniable. It's not the kind of love that jumps out and demands attention. It's the kind that chooses to sit beside you when the world walks past, the kind that notices what others overlook, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself because its presence alone is enough. When a woman genuinely loves you, she doesn't always say it loudly. She shows it quietly, consistently, in ways that hit deeper than any dramatic confession could. She becomes intentional, not because she's forcing anything, but because you naturally become important to her. You begin to matter in the little corners of her life. You start showing up in her decisions. You start shaping the way she thinks, the way she plans, the way she moves through the world. And all of this happens without her making a speech about it. Real love doesn't need a spotlight. It only needs truth. Think about those moments when you're having a rough day and you don't even have the energy to explain what's wrong. You send her one short message, something like, "I'm all right, just tired." But she reads you like a story she's already memorized. She hears the heaviness behind your words. She feels the drop in your spirit. And instead of pushing you to talk or asking 1,000 questions, she simply says, "I'm here if you need me." That's quiet love. But the intention behind it is powerful. She's not trying to fix your life. She's trying to make sure you don't feel alone while living it. Or think about how she notices the things you don't pay attention to. The way your voice changes when you're stressed. The way you shut down when something hurts you. The way you smile a little differently when you're really, genuinely happy. She sees these things not because she's watching you like a project, but because she's connected to you in a way that goes deeper than words. Her heart has tuned itself to your frequency. That is intentional love, and it doesn't need noise to be felt. It speaks through awareness, through care, through presence. There's this moment that happens in real relationships, a moment most people overlook. Imagine you're sitting beside her, maybe watching something, maybe doing nothing at all. You're quiet, lost in your thoughts, and you feel her gently slide her hand over yours. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't ask anything. She just puts her hand there. That small, simple touch is her way of saying, "I'm with you." No performance, no pressure, just presence. That is quiet love, and yet it holds more intention than 1,000 loud declarations. And here's something powerful. When a woman loves you quietly, she is also loving you bravely. She's choosing to invest in something that isn't guaranteed. She's choosing to show up in ways you may not even notice at first. She's choosing to give without keeping score. She's choosing to believe that the connection is worth her vulnerability. That's not weakness. That's courage disguised as softness. Think about a woman waiting for you to arrive home or to finish your long day. Maybe she sends you a message reminding you to eat. Maybe she asks how you're feeling even when she already knows the answer. Maybe she stays awake a little longer just to make sure you get back safely. None of these things are loud. None of them come with fireworks, but all of them are intentional. They come from a place of genuine care, a place of wanting to be the calm in your chaos, not the reason for it. Or think about those times when she encourages you even when you doubt yourself. She doesn't stand on a stage and announce that she believes in you. She does it through the way she speaks to you, the way she listens, the way she reminds you of who you are when you forget. She says things like, I know you can do this, or don't give up on yourself yet. Her voice might be soft, but the impact is enormous. That's quiet love with strong intention. Real love from a woman is intentional because she doesn't love by accident. She loves with her mind awake, her heart open, and her energy aligned with what she believes in. She doesn't just fall into love, she grows into it. She nurtures it. She builds it slowly, quietly, but with a strength that you can feel even when she isn't speaking. Her subtle gestures become the foundation of something real. Her small acts of care become the language of connection. Her quiet presence becomes the place where your spirit rests. And one day, you look back and realize that the most meaningful love you've ever experienced wasn't loud at all. It was the quiet, intentional love of a woman who cared for you not through grand displays, but through the steady consistency of showing up exactly when you needed her, even when you didn't ask. She softens emotionally and physically when she feels safe, and this softness is not weakness, not surrender, not dependence. It is trust. It is a quiet, emotional exhale that says, I don't have to fight here. I don't have to protect every inch of myself. I can rest. And that kind of softness cannot be forced, bought, or demanded. It only appears when a woman feels genuinely secure in your presence, when she senses that she can be human without being judged, when she knows that her heart is not stepping into danger. This softness shows up in ways that are so subtle you might miss it if you're not paying attention. Think about a woman who is used to carrying the world on her shoulders. She navigates her life with strength, with structure, with a kind of emotional armor she built over years of disappointments, betrayals, and lessons. She walks through the world with a straight spine because she knows no one else will hold it for her. But with you, something shifts. The same woman who keeps her guard tight with everyone else suddenly lets out a breath she didn't even know she'd been holding. That breath is love. That breath is safety. Imagine this. She's sitting beside you, talking about her day. Usually she's guarded, careful, controlled. But suddenly her voice softens, and she lets a little laugh escape that she never shows anyone else. Not the loud, forced laugh she uses with the world, not the polite laugh she gives coworkers, but the soft, real, unfiltered one that comes from the center of her chest. That laugh is softness. That laugh is the kind of vulnerability she only allows around someone who feels like home. And think of the way her body language changes. A woman who feels safe will lean a little closer, not because she has to, not because she wants attention, but because her body trusts your presence. Her shoulders drop, her eyes relax, her breathing becomes slower. She doesn't sit on edge, waiting to be misunderstood or criticized. She settles into the moment, into the space, into you. That's not just love. That's emotional safety at its purest form. One of the strongest signs of this softness is when she stops talking like everything is fine and starts telling you the truth. She'll say things like, I didn't sleep well last night, or I've been feeling overwhelmed lately, or I don't want to be strong today. You have to understand how rare that is. For many women, admitting vulnerability feels like stepping onto thin ice. The world teaches them to be strong, unshakable, invincible. So when she lets you see her tiredness, her fears, her doubts, she's not burdening you. She's trusting you. She's giving you access to a version of her that she guards fiercely. Imagine a moment where she's upset, maybe close to tears, and she doesn't hide it from you. She doesn't say, I'm fine, and walk away. She stays. She lets you see her emotions instead of burying them under a smile. She lets herself be held. That is softness. That is trust. That is a woman who feels safe enough to be human, and that is one of the purest forms of love she can offer. And here's the thing that will blow your mind. Softness doesn't mean she becomes passive or obedient or small. No, her softness is her strength shifting forms. It's her strength saying, I don't need to fight right now. It's her heart saying, I can open. It's her soul saying, I feel safe with you. That is a privilege, not a right. No woman softens for just anyone. Think about daily life moments. Maybe you're walking together and she naturally reaches for your arm. Not because she needs help walking, not because she wants to show off, but because being connected to you feels natural. Or maybe she starts talking to you about her dreams, the ones she never tells anyone else because she's afraid they'll laugh. She shares them with you because she feels protected in your presence. She knows you won't belittle her. She knows you'll listen. Or picture this, she normally hates asking for help, but with you, she says things like, "Can you stay with me a little longer?" Or, "Can you help me with this?" Those small words are huge. They mean she trusts you enough to rely on you, even for a moment. They mean she believes you won't hold her vulnerability against her. That is softness. That is love blooming quietly inside her. And one of the most beautiful examples is when she becomes gentle with you. Her tone changes, her touch changes. Even when she's upset, she tries to communicate instead of attack. She pauses before saying something hurtful. She wants to understand instead of proving a point. She wants resolution instead of victory. Softness makes her choose connection over conflict. That is not weakness. That is emotional maturity born from the safety she feels around you. Softness is a woman's way of saying, "I trust you with the parts of me that the world doesn't get to see." And you will notice this softness not in grand gestures, but in the smallest, most intimate details. The way she looks at you when she thinks you're not watching. The way she listens when you speak. The way she holds your hand with a kind of quiet gratitude. The way she shows up without being asked. The way she lets her guard down one layer at a time because your presence feels like comfort instead of danger. And when a woman softens for you, she is not falling apart. She is falling into place. Her attention shifts toward the small details of your life, and this is one of the clearest, most powerful signs of genuine love that people overlook every single day. When a woman loves you, she doesn't just listen to your words, she listens to your pauses, your reactions, your habits, your patterns, your silences. She starts seeing your world through a lens that even you don't use for yourself. She notices things you forgot you even mentioned, things you never thought anyone would care about, things that seem small to you but mean something to her because they came from your mouth, your mind, your heart. It begins quietly, subtly, almost like she's studying a language only the two of you understand. She starts remembering the way you prefer your tea a certain way, how you get quiet when you're overwhelmed, how you rub the back of your neck when you're stressed, how you light up when you talk about something that truly matters to you. She pays attention to these tiny shifts because that's what love does to her. Love sharpens her awareness. Love deepens her listening. Love makes her attentive in ways she cannot explain. Imagine this: one day you casually mention that you used to love a certain snack when you were younger, something silly, something from childhood. You don't think twice about it. But a week later, she shows up with that exact snack. She doesn't make a big deal out of it. She doesn't announce it like a grand gesture. She just hands it to you with a soft smile and says, "I remembered you liked this." Moments like that hit deeper than diamonds. It's not the snack, it's the attention. It's the intentionality. It's her saying through her actions, "You matter enough for me to notice." And think about those times when she senses you're tired before you say a single word. She hears something different in your tone and asks, "Long day." Before you even take your shoes off, she feels the heaviness in your energy and suggests, "Let's relax for a bit." She notices things that even your closest friends might miss. That's because her heart is paying attention before her mind even realizes it. When a woman loves you, her intuition becomes tuned to your emotional rhythm. You will see it in everyday moments too. Like when you tell her something small, maybe about a project you're working on, or a goal you want to reach someday. Weeks later, she asks how it's going. She checks on your progress not because she's nosy, but because she believes in your dreams. She listens to your ambitions the way someone protects a seed, waiting for it to grow. She knows your potential even on the days you doubt yourself. There's a type of attentiveness that goes beyond remembering things. It's about understanding who you are. For example, she notices how you react to certain situations. She knows when you need space without you saying it. She knows when you need comfort without you asking. She figures out how to communicate with you based on your emotional language. She studies you the way someone studies something they truly value. And here's the mind-blowing part. She doesn't do this as a strategy. She does it naturally. Love makes her observant. Not the kind of observation that judges, but the kind that connects. the kind that makes her feel closer to you because she understands the details that create the bigger picture of who you are. Imagine you're out somewhere together and you get quiet. You pretend you're fine. You say, "It's nothing." But she doesn't buy it. She looks at you with that soft, concerned expression and says, "I know something's bothering you. Talk to me when you're ready." She doesn't force you. She doesn't push. She simply acknowledges the shift because she felt it instantly. That's what love does to her senses. It makes her aware. Or picture this moment: you wear a certain shirt often, and one day she says, "You like this one, don't you?" You laugh and say, "How did you know?" And she replies, "Because you reach for it when you don't want to think too much. It's your comfort shirt." Most people in your life might not even notice it exists, but she sees meaning in the mundane. She sees patterns in your routine. She sees things nobody else sees because her heart is invested, and you'll see this attention in her conversations with you. You might talk about something small, something random, something from weeks ago, and she brings it up later because she remembered the exact words you used. She might even say, "You said this before," and you think, "I didn't even remember I said that," but she did, because to her, your words are not background noise. They are insights into who you are. This kind of attentiveness is not about control or obsession. It's about connection. It's about care. It's about wanting to understand the deeper layers of your personality. When she pays attention to the small details, she is telling you, "I want to know you," not the surface you, not the version you show the world, the real you. Daily life becomes full of examples. She knows your favorite spot on the couch. She knows which foods you avoid even if you never explained why. She remembers the story behind your scar. She can tell when you're thinking about something heavy before you admit it. She notices when your smile doesn't reach your eyes. She reads your energy as though she already memorized the script. And the reason this is so inspiring is because it shows the depth of her emotional intelligence. It shows that real love isn't loud or dramatic. It's thoughtful, it's consistent, it's intentional in ways that most people never take the time to be. A woman who pays attention to the smallest parts of your life is giving you one of the most intimate forms of love she can offer, the type that sees you fully, even in your quietest moments. Her future thinking begins to include you naturally, and this is one of the quietest but most powerful signs of genuine love. It's not something she announces. She doesn't sit you down and say, "I'm planning my life around you." No, it happens softly, almost invisibly, like a shift in the wind. She doesn't force it. She doesn't even realize she's doing it at first, but as her heart grows comfortable with you, as her trust deepens, as her spirit settles into your presence, you start appearing in places she never used to put anyone. This isn't about marriage or dramatic commitments. It's not about big promises or heavy conversations. It starts with the small things, the simple plans, the little choices that show where her mind goes naturally. Maybe one day she says, "You should try this place. Their food is amazing, actually. We should go together next time." See that? She didn't just think about you. She put you in her experience, in her enjoyment, in her plans without even realizing it. Or imagine you're talking about something you want to achieve months from now, and she says, "When you do that, I'll be right there cheering for you." Those, "weh," and when moments are not accidents, they are glimpses of her future quietly expanding to include you. You begin to show up in her conversations not as a temporary presence, but as someone woven into the direction she's heading. She might say, "Want to visit this city someday? You'd love it." Or, "I'm thinking about taking a class next month. You should join me." Or, "Next summer, we should take a small trip somewhere peaceful." These aren't grand gestures. These are pieces of her future, and she's handing them to you one by one, without drama, without pressure, without fear. And you'll notice this even in the smallest daily things. She'll say, "Don't buy that. We can choose something better together." Or, "If you get that new job, we can celebrate." Or, "When you fix your routine, I'll help you stay consistent." These aren't just supportive comments. They are plans. They are connections. They are the beginning of her seeing the world with you in it. One of the most meaningful examples is when she starts talking about personal goals and includes you in the process. She might tell you, "I'm trying to save for something big, remind me when I get distracted." Or, "I want to start waking up early, maybe we can do it together." She is letting you into her growth. She is inviting you into her journey. That is not casual, that is not accidental. When a woman sees someone in her future, she begins to build habits and visions with that person in mind. And think about this: when she loves you genuinely, she doesn't just imagine the fun parts of the future with you. She imagines the difficult parts too. She thinks about supporting you during hard times, standing with you in challenges, helping you navigate storms. She thinks about how you both would handle life together, not just how life would look when everything is perfect. She begins to consider you in her problem solving. She asks what you think about the choices she's making. She respects your input because you're part of where she's going. You'll see this when she starts saying things like, "In a few years, I hope we're still building together," or "I wonder what life will look like for us next year." She isn't making promises. She's sharing her hope. She's opening the door to her future and letting you see inside. Imagine a moment where she's looking at a new apartment or browsing something online or thinking about a career change, and without hesitation she says, "You'd like this?" Or, "This would make our life easier." Those small phrases are emotional milestones. They show that her mind is moving forward with you naturally, effortlessly. And here's the emotional truth: a woman doesn't include a man in her future unless she feels safe, unless she feels steady, unless she feels like her heart is protected. Women are naturally cautious about their futures because they carry the emotional risk deeply. So when she starts planning with you, even in the smallest ways, she is silently saying, "I trust you with my tomorrow." You'll see this in fun moments too. She'll send you videos of restaurants or adventures and say, "We should try this." She'll talk about holidays and say, "Imagine us doing this next year." She'll share music and say, "This reminds me of something we'll do together someday." Her imagination begins to paint pictures with you in them. And she doesn't paint pictures with just anyone. Daily life gives you endless examples. Maybe she's grocery shopping and thinks, "Would like this snack," and buys it. Or she rearranges her schedule slightly to match yours without making a big announcement. Or she starts saving money with the idea that you both will do something meaningful later. Or she brings up a place she wants to visit in the future and immediately follows it with, "You'd make that trip even better." Her future thinking, including you, is not loud, not dramatic. It is gentle, consistent, and deeply revealing. It shows up in the way she speaks to you, the way she plans with you, the way she dreams around you, the way she imagines moments with you even before they exist. And she does all of this because when a woman genuinely loves you, she cannot picture tomorrow without seeing a piece of you in it. She invests in your emotional peace and personal growth, and this is one of the most powerful, rare, and beautiful expressions of genuine love, because a woman who truly loves you doesn't just care about how you smile today, she cares about who you're becoming tomorrow. She pays attention not only to your happiness, but to your healing, not only to your comfort, but to your character. She doesn't want to control your growth, she wants to support it. She doesn't want to change you, she wants to see you rise into the best version of yourself. This kind of love is different. It's not loud, it's not showy. It's not the type people post about online. It's quiet, steady, intentional, and deeply rooted in wanting to see your soul breathe easier. She becomes someone who listens to you differently, speaks to you differently, and encourages you differently. She wants your mind calm, your heart peaceful, and your future bright. Not because she gets anything out of it, but because seeing you thrive brings her joy. Imagine a long day where you come home frustrated, exhausted, overwhelmed by life. You sit down, not even wanting to talk. Most people would say, "You'll be fine," or "Don't think too much." But when a woman genuinely loves you, she comes closer with a softness in her voice and says, "Tell me what's weighing on you." And then she listens, really listens, not to judge, not to fix you, not to interrupt, but to understand. She wants to help you put your thoughts down because she knows how heavy they can get. Her listening becomes therapy. Her presence becomes medicine. And when she sees you doubting yourself, she becomes your reminder. She'll say things like, "Don't forget who you are," or "I've seen what you're capable of," or "Don't shrink yourself because of fear." She isn't saying these things to sound good. She says them because she believes them. Even on the days you can't see your own value, she holds the mirror steady for you. She invests in your peace by protecting your emotional space. If she knows you're anxious, she won't throw negativity at you. If she senses you're overwhelmed, she doesn't add pressure, she brings calm. She watches the tone of her voice because she knows words can wound. She watches her actions because she doesn't want to become another storm you have to survive. She wants to be your calm. She wants to be your place of rest, not another battlefield. And you will see this in the everyday moments. Maybe she texts you in the middle of your day, not asking for anything, just checking if you're okay. Maybe she reminds you to take care of yourself. Maybe she encourages you to take breaks, to sleep earlier, to breathe deeper. Maybe she tells you, "Please don't let stress bury you." She invests in your peace by helping you protect your mind. And then comes the part that truly changes a man. She invests in your growth. She doesn't let you settle for a small version of yourself. She pushes you gently. She motivates you respectfully. She believes in you with a level of passion that sometimes scares you because nobody else has seen that much potential in you before. She'll say things like, "Don't stop now," or "You deserve more," or "You're better than what you're accepting." And she means every word. She pays attention to your dreams even when they sound crazy. She remembers the goals you told her months ago. She reminds you, "You said you wanted to do this, remember?" Not to nag you, but to keep you aligned with your purpose. She becomes the voice that stands beside your ambition, not the one that pulls you away from it. And think of the times when you want to give up, when you feel like nothing is moving, like the world is too heavy, like you're tired of fighting. She sees that in you before you tell her. She notices the slump in your posture, the heaviness in your eyes, the defeat in your tone, and she steps in with quiet strength, saying things like, "Rest if you need to, but don't quit," or "You're closer than you think," or "I believe in you even when you don't." Those words become fuel. They become strength you didn't know you had. Imagine her encouraging you to learn new skills, to challenge yourself, to step outside your comfort zone. She doesn't push you with pressure, she motivates you with belief. She doesn't force growth, she inspires it. She creates an environment where you feel safe enough to evolve. You'll notice she also protects your mental peace by avoiding unnecessary drama. She handles conflict with maturity. She chooses conversations over arguments. She tries to resolve misunderstandings instead of escalating them. She doesn't weaponize your emotions or use your fears against you. She doesn't attack your insecurities. She protects them. She also invests in your peace by encouraging you to become healthier emotionally. She might gently say, "Talk to me," instead of shutting down, or "You don't have to act strong all the time," or "Let me help you carry this." Her love becomes a place where vulnerability feels safe instead of shameful. And the beauty of all this is that she does it quietly, without announcing it, without expecting applause, without wanting credit. She invests in your peace because she wants you to breathe easier. She invests in your growth because she wants you to rise. She invests in both because genuine love isn't just about being there when life is fun, it's about being there when life is heavy. A woman who loves you this way is telling you, without saying it directly, "I'm not here to drain you. I'm here to build with you, to build you, and to stand with you as you grow into everything you're meant to become." When you look at all these signs together, something powerful becomes clear. Real love doesn't shout. It moves. It moves through actions, through consistency, through the way a woman chooses you not once, but over and over again in the smallest, most meaningful ways. It moves in her softness, in her attention, in her intentional future thinking, in her commitment to your peace and your growth. And the truth is, not everyone gets to experience love like this. Not everyone gets to hold a heart that loves quietly but deeply. So if you ever find it, if you ever meet a woman who loves with this kind of honesty, cherish her with the same depth she gives you. Because the world is full of temporary emotions, but genuine love is rare. The world is full of loud displays, but real connection is silent. The world is full of people who want to receive, but so few who actually want to give. When a woman loves you this way, she is giving you something priceless: her trust, her softness, her time, her effort, her belief in you, her vision of a future with you. These are not small things. These are the kind of things that build a man, strengthen a man, elevate a man. These are the kind of things that turn uncertainty into confidence and hope into direction. And let me tell you something that will shake your spirit. A woman who truly loves you is not adding weight to your life. She is removing it. She's not making your journey harder. She's making your steps lighter. She's not holding you back. She's pushing you forward. Her love becomes a quiet force behind your evolution. Her presence becomes a reminder that you are capable of more, worthy of more, destined for more. When she looks at you and sees potential, she is not imagining. She is recognizing something you've been too tired or too wounded to see in yourself. This is why they say, the right person doesn't complete you, they expand you. They help you grow into the version of yourself you always wanted to be, but didn't know how to reach. And when a woman loves you with this level of intention, she becomes a part of that expansion. She becomes a reason you stand taller, speak clearer, work harder, and dream bigger. She becomes a calm in your storms and fire in your ambitions. Think about it: how many people in this world truly invest in another person's peace? How many take the time to understand someone's silence, someone's struggles, someone's fears? How many care enough to nurture someone's growth without jealousy, without insecurity, without trying to dim their light? That is rare. And when you meet someone who loves you like that, you realize that love isn't just a feeling, it's a responsibility. It's a choice you make every day to honor the heart that chose you. So let this sink into your bones. If you have a woman who pays attention to the little things, who softens around you, who imagines tomorrow with you, who invests in your peace and your growth, then you're holding something powerful. Don't let the softness fool you, because softness is strength in its purest form. Don't let the quietness fool you, because quiet love is the most stable. Don't let the subtle gestures fool you, because subtle love is often the most genuine. Hold her the way she holds your emotions. Value her the way she values your dreams. Communicate with her the way she listens to your silence. And grow with her the way she grows with you. Because at the end of the day, love is not about perfection. It's about effort. It's about presence. It's about choosing each other in the calm and in the chaos. Someone once said, real love doesn't just happen, it is built. And a woman who loves you this deeply is building something with you brick by brick, day by day. And if you meet her with the same energy, the same honesty, the same intentionality, then what you create together won't just last. It will transform both of you.